Good morning. Hi, I'm Wendy Wesley, and I'm a registered dietitian and a nutritionist here with the St. Petersburg Free Clinic. And here we are for our third installment of Cooking at Home in our teaching kitchen. This is here at the Health Education Center in St. Petersburg, Florida. And I'd like to make a quick plug for the Health Education Center when we're back up and back in having people into the center. We're going to have wonderful cooking lessons. You can't really see this beautiful island here in the teaching kitchen. It's a big marble topped island. And what I've done is I've gone out and I bought a bunch of cutting boards just like this one, and a whole bunch of knives. And when we get going again, we're going to have wonderful cooking lessons in here. Everything will be free. And you don't learn to cook watching me. You learn to cook with your hand on a knife. So when we open our doors again, every student who comes will be put at a station with a cutting board and a knife. And everybody, it's hands-on. Everybody will be working. So today, what I'm making is breakfast tacos. Now, my mom's from Texas, and I have lots of family in Texas. And breakfast taco places are everywhere, especially in the hill country. And not too familiar here, but my family's been making breakfast tacos for years and years and years. Typically, it's a flour tortilla. Its base is eggs. They'll put a lot of potatoes, beans, onion, of course, lots of different meats. But the twist on my breakfast tacos is that my breakfast tacos are full of vegetables, and much to my son complains about that all the time. But guess what? We're going to eat vegetables. So everything I cook starts with an onion. So I've got a purple onion here. Spanish onions work great. White onions work great. Green onions. So I'm going to give it just a quick dice. And I'm going to dice it nice and small. Of course, I get my pan going with some oil. I get my onion going, and got a tomato. I like to put tomatoes in my breakfast tacos. Again, this is something you go into your fridge and you say, what do I have? And whatever you have, you chop up and you put in your breakfast tacos. Things that are good in these, believe it or not, mushrooms, tomatoes. I've got green pepper that I'm chopping up. And so all these things will go into the pan, and I will saute them, sweat them in a little bit of oil for a couple of minutes. And sweating just means sauteing, and you'll see that steam coming up, and that's the water coming out of the food, and it'll shrink down and become very, very flavorful and aromatic. And one thing I like to add to my breakfast tacos is beans. Now, these are black beans from a can. And now, believe it or not, people all over the world eat beans for breakfast. This is very, very common all over the world to eat beans for breakfast. Beans are high in fiber, protein, antioxidants, minerals, vitamins, and just Americans aren't too keen on beans in the morning. But I highly encourage you to try and incorporate beans into your diet for breakfast. And I believe that all three of the meals you eat, or four of the meals you eat, should have vegetables: breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner. So every time you're looking at a meal, you're looking at a snack, think to yourself, where's my fruit and where's my vegetable? And start there. Start every meal with where's my fruit and where's my vegetable. So imagine I've got these things, because I've already cooked up some, and I'm going to show them to you in a second. But I'm cooking up onions, peppers, tomatoes. I'm going to throw in the beans, get that all nice and hot and going, and then I crack 2 eggs in the pan, scramble it all up. I'm not going to use any salt because my beans have salt. I am going to use some cumin. I love cumin. And I'm going to use some chili powder because I love that smoky flavor of chili powder. So I'm going to show you the finished product right here. These are my breakfast tacos. So you can see what I've done is I've done a little bit of this guacamole sauce. I like this guacamole sauce very much to put on the breakfast tacos. And then cilantro. I've sprinkled cilantro on the top of mine because I really like the taste of cilantro. I think it makes everything nice and fresh. And I want to show you what the filling looks like without all the coverings. So here we have eggs. You can see beans, tomatoes, onions, peppers, all cooked in. Tastes great. Again, great flavor with the cumin, great flavor with the chili powder. And not going to salt it because the beans contain salt, and also this sauce contains salt. So when you're thinking about salt in your food, hold back on that salt, because a lot of the things you're adding, like the beans and this sauce, if you're doing something like that, or salsa if you're adding, will have salt. So you're layering salt, and by the time you add your own salt and you sit down to eat, you're like, wow, this is really salty. Well, it could be because you have 3 and 4 layers of salt on something. So think about all the different ingredients you're putting into something that contains salt, and maybe you should hold back on your salt shaker so the food is not overly salty. So again, here, breakfast tacos, beans, eggs, tomatoes, onions, peppers, cilantro, a little bit of guacamole sauce. This is high in fiber, minerals, vitamins, protein, antioxidants. This nice meal is going to keep you full for a long time. And again, let's talk about cost real quick. If your income is lower because of what's happening with the virus, you may not be able to eat out in restaurants or do takeout from restaurants every meal. That could really add up, be very expensive. So as a dietitian, I want to help people get back into the kitchen, cook at home, save money, and also get more vegetables into the diet. And this does both. I could feed 3 or 4 people between the eggs and the tortillas and the vegetables and the beans. I could feed 3 or 4 people probably for less than $10 in ingredients. So try doing that, with restaurant takeout. Nothing wrong with that, but it may add up. It may be cost prohibitive. So time to get back into the kitchen. Time to eat more fruits and vegetables. And I appreciate you tuning in and listening to my cooking lesson today. And I'll be back tomorrow with another one. We're going to cook at home, eat more vegetables, save money. And I'm Wendy Wesley from the St. Petersburg Free Clinic. I'm a registered dietitian and a nutritionist. And I thank you for listening today. All right. Bye-bye.